Hi guys, I'm back again today with another video, and today we're checking out Eastern European stereotypes explained. First and foremost, I don't even know if I know any Eastern. Okay, I see potatoes. I was going to say I don't think I know any Eastern European stereotypes, and then I see potato, and I think I might know something. I think that's the only thing I know, but we'll see. When he explains it, I'll let you know if I know or not. But before we do start, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button, and let's find out. And the
Eastern
explanation.
Europe.
Nah, bish, that is a sorcery. Nobody does push-ups without using your hand. That is impossible. I know that they do the one hand push-up, which is a Russian push-up. Okay, so during my workout sessions, right? Because I hate it so much, so I asked my trainer. I'm like, who the fudge invented this torturous activity? And he will be like, oh, Russia. And I'm like, why are we doing, can we do Filipino version? Because I know it's going to be the laziest kind. So can we like alternate it for our society? But I guess you don't lose weight if you do Filipino push-ups, yeah? Hmm. Oh,
A magical
come
place where
on.
dreams, hopes, and aspirations go to die,
Oh,
and ugly
okay.
British men go to get laid. Its exact location
Um,
is a bit controversial as everyone from this group copes and pleads how they're Central Europe, but we all know everything east of Vienna is Russia in denial. Despite this, even though Eastern Europe has played a crucial role in educating the masses on how not to organize their economies, very few people know the accurate stereotypes from the region, and very often resort to depicting everyone and anyone from this region as Russians with slightly different variations. So, to correct this mistake, here are Eastern European stereotypes explained.
Hungary.
If there's one country that constantly seems to stir the pot in Europe, then that is none other than Hungary. Throughout Europe, Hungary as a country tends to have a reputation as a troublemaker when it comes to
Oh.
everything and anything political. The
I didn't know that actually. I didn't know that. I would have never guessed Hungary because they're always off the radar, at least to me or people from this side of the world.
tends to have a reputation as a troublemaker when it comes to everything and anything political. The EU is voting to pass a new law that criminalizes chucking cats off bridges into a river? Well, guess who's gonna veto that one? Who else but Hungary? As a people, though, the Hungarians are usually stereotyped as being quite cold,
Oh,
reserved, apprehensive, and don't like to venture out of their own circle. Throughout the Balkans, they're not the most well known for being able to speak a different language other than Hungarian, because of which everyone and anyone makes fun of them for it.
Mit csinálsz, kicsőkezted, kücsöcsesztél.
Alongside of this, the Hungarians are renowned for their pessimism. No matter how good things are
oh.
going, how nice something is, Hungarians will always find a reason to think it's not going to last and everything will collapse into misery and suffering.
Am I
Or like my
Hungarian?
last relationship. This is so prevalent throughout the Hungarian psyche that there is even a saying about this in Hungarian. Sírva vigod a magyar, which roughly translates to the Hungarian is jolly while crying.
Oh,
Essentially, they're like a bunch of emos who instead of dressing in all black and having a questionable hairstyle, have to stick sour cream in everything they eat and speaking a language of the Martians from Mars Attacks.
probably I'm Hungarian.
If you've ever seen a man on a hot summer day strutting down the city, rocking the renowned socks and sandals combo, alongside with a white wife beater
Oh
and a mullet,
gosh.
then my
Oh,
friend, you've encountered a Czech. Throughout the Slavic world, the Czechs are seen as the most composed of the bunch, except for maybe the Slovenians. But we all know what goes on there, so we don't count them. While other Slavs
goes
love
on?
to spend their time in bars and pubs, drinking the most disgusting, revolting, gag reflex inducing brandy or vodka their grandpa personally spent their weekend brewing and ended up making in a tub whose fumes blinded the entire village for 5 days.
oh wow.
Drama, to je domáca majku, ty jebem.
So the Czechs are essentially the alcoholics.
The Czechs instead like to drink good old beer.
Has a German accent, and so of course I love beer.
Living in such close proximity to the Germans made them stereotyped as the most functional among the Slavs, and the most stuck up as well. Many even just like to call them Slavic-speaking Germans. And if you're ever in Czechia, don't shy away from saying this to the locals. They'll absolutely adore you for it.
No, thank you.
If the Czechs are the Slavs who have their shit the most together, then the Poles would be the most unhinged. Well, in the US, Poles are usually stereotyped as being slow and not having the best of brain function. In Europe, they are stereotyped as the most hyperactive, high-energy spastics in existence. Every time you log on the internet and find some bizarre fever dream-ass clip on it, such as a homeless guy being spray-painted silver, a guy screaming at some poor lost animal in the city,
I shouldn't laugh at that, but it's so funny. Why freaking go around painting homeless people? I mean, maybe it's just that one guy, but you know, why would you do that? And now we're screaming at animals? Super crazy.
log on the internet and find some bizarre fever dream-ass clip on it, such
I
as
mean,
a
that was
homeless
good.
guy being spray-painted silver, a guy screaming at some poor lost animal in the
What
city,
is that
or just
animal?
simply annoying the tram driver.
Bajajajo, bajajajo.
You just know it originated from Poland. Besides operating on another plane of existence, the Poles are also stereotyped as being extremely religious. Today, the country is one of the most Catholic countries in the world, and by far in
Damn.
Europe. As a result, the Poles tend to take Catholicism quite seriously. This essentially originates from Poland being constantly invaded, annexed, and divided amongst its neighbors. As such, the church was the mainstay of Polish language,
Hey.
tradition, heritage, culture, and literature. Because of this, the church came to play a big part of life for Poles, and as a result, helped in the creation of this stereotype. Now, you think that a group of countries that is located this far east on the continent would accept that they are Eastern Europe, but no, we're not Eastern Europe, we're Northern Europe, we're Nordic, bro, please! But regardless of what their European pronouns are, one thing is for certain. Their food is a cardinal sin against humanity and everything good and holy. If you want your plate to look like something that came out from the chum bucket, the Baltic cuisine is the food for you. As a whole, the people are also known as professional Russia haters. Pray to God that if you ever enter in a competition on hating Russia, that your opponent isn't an Estonian. But considering the Russians more or less tried to wipe their entire culture and people off the face of the earth, it's kind of expected. Next up, we have Moldova. Now, if you ever seen someone online describe themselves as Balkan / Eastern European and create content about that region without ever specifying from what country they're from exactly, then my friend, you've stumbled upon a Moldovan. Essentially, Moldovans are stereotyped as basically Russified Romanians. Although they might speak Romanian, have the same culture as Romanians, and share the same genes as Romanians, if you're Romanian, good luck trying to decipher anything someone with a Chisinau accent said. They're also known as the world's biggest drinkers as well, and to be fair, if most of your country look like an endless doomer montage, you drink too. It also doesn't help that they are some of the best makers of wine, for which they were known throughout the Soviet Union.
What the fuck is this?
Depending on whether you're a batshit insane liberal or a completely demented conservative, you either think that the Ukrainians are the most perfect heroic heroes that are fighting to keep our democratic freedoms, and if you so much as say anything slightly critical of the country, you are a piece of shit, buttdick that should go and lick the dirt off of Putin's boots and die! Or that they're the most corrupt Nazi sympathizers in the world, that the global elite, consisting of Klaus Schwab, Biden, Ursula von der Leyen, and Taylor Swift, is using as their pawns in an effort to achieve complete and utter world domination. And Zelensky himself is actually a shape-shifting fascist lizard man who eats US gold reserves for breakfast. However, if you haven't been lobotomized and take modern political discussion out of the equation, Ukrainians are generally stereotyped as everyone else in Eastern Europe. being cold, living in gray Minecraft blocks, and eating everything and anything that's been stuffed in a barrel with vinegar for half of the year. Amongst the Western world, their women are known for their beauty and charm,
Oh,
therefore
so
the country
beautiful.
is a cesspool of wannabe alpha male passport bros that make YouTube videos on how to pick up a trad-wife Ukrainian girl, and not one of those icky, stinky, dinky American girls that only know how to charge their phone, twerk, be bisexual, eat hot chip, and lie. Apparently, they also eat a lot of pig lard and borscht.
Once again, I would like to make this very clear.
In the past, your average Russian was stereotyped as a cold, goofy man with a thick accent that does stupid shit in the tundra.
Are we allowed to watch this segment?
Such as wrestling a bear, driving
Oh,
like
that's
a
cool.
fucking idiot, drink copious amounts of vodka, and pass out in the
Oh
most
my
random
gosh,
of
who is
places.
this?
However, ever since Putin just had to go and conquer more territory because God knows Russia being the largest country by landmass doesn't have enough of it, the Russians have started to be stereotyped as essentially an incompetent fire nation that can't even conquer the Southern Water Tribe, let alone Ba Sing Se. Brain-dead liberals stereotype them as the second coming of the Huns and as the scourge of the earth, while cognitively inhibited conservatives perceive them as some conservative value fighting crusaders who are here to free the world from wokeism and slay the evil stinkman Zelensky, who has almost sucked the entire Federal Reserve dry. At the end of the day,
I
if
have
you
no
a pulse,
reaction.
you probably have your own stereotype about these guys. In conclusion,
Oh, okay.
yeah, those would be some of the more popular stereotypes about these countries. If you enjoyed this video, as always, give it a like and smash that subscribe button. And if you really enjoyed it, become a member like these wonderful people.
Okay, that was funny. And I didn't know a lot. I knew only the potato stereotype, but specific countries in Eastern European stereotypes, I didn't know. Um, yeah, found out that Polish people are unhinged. They're crazy. They're over the top. Because he's right. Because when we started reacting to Europe in general, Poland just goes off the radar. Like you don't think about Poland, right? You're like, oh, yeah, Poland, okay, it exists, fine. Uh, but we did a couple of reactions about the country, and the people are just, yeah, they're like people. I mean, it's not what I thought and expected. They're nicer than I expected, and they're crazier than I expected based on this video. I don't know if it's a stereotype or is it real now. Let me know. And what else? What else? What else? And Hungary. You guys are not Hungary. You guys are third. Oh no, that's Czech Republic. I thought they were the drunkards. So I was gonna say they're not hungry, they're thirsty, but that was Czech Republic. They have issues. They need counseling. The whole nation needs a what's this AA meeting? Maybe instead of flag ceremony in the mornings. I don't even know if Czech does that. They need AA meeting in the morning. Hi, my name is. I'm 4 years old, and I had 50% of vodka yesterday, like something like that. But anyways, beautiful peeps, let me know if there's other videos you want to check out. Thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.